Well, it happened, guys. So I literally just started a video a minute ago, and I had to delete it because, well, the camera fell over, smack on the ground, and I said a bad word. So not happy because the camera is my phone. So not happy that went face down in the dirt. So I had to do a little rearranging. So what I did in that video was I covered the potatoes up a little bit. I don't want to get this guy. No, he's on the side. I can't do anything with it. I brought this one up. I brought this one up. This one was the one that we didn't cover last week or the week before last, right? So there was no coverage on that. So each time I've covered them up, I've fed them. I do need to get some more soil because this one didn't get covered at all. So I need to get some more soil. I don't know if the pile down here has enough in it to do anything with. I may look at that later off camera. And if I can, I'll cover that up. If not, I'm taking a trip to Home Depot tomorrow. So basil. So we talked about basil in the last video and the benefits of it for the different plants. So I have 6 basil plants we're going to put in. I put one here, one at the top. And it's beneficial for the tomato plants as well as like the vining plants. So I put one in each of the pots of the vining plants. There's one in this one in the middle actually. I have one in this one next to the peppers. And I put one, where did I put I put one down here somewhere. Oh yeah, down here with the cabbage and the other plants down here. So I have that. So the only other thing I got to do, I got to put out where I'm going to put the strawberry plants. Oh no, I have one more basil plant. Oh, actually 2. How did that happen? I thought I had, oh, I do have 4. Okay, this is great. So I can actually put a basil in here. I don't think it'll do well in here with the broccoli because you can see the broccolis are huge. But I can put one. I have some spiders down there and I'm trying not to disturb them. I know how people feel about spiders, but as long as they're not ones that can do any damage to me, I'm not opposed to letting them live because, well, they'll kill the other bugs. They'll eat the bugs. So one there, one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 there. You know what we might do? You know, I have these two pots over here with the other stuff. I think we'll put one in there somewhere. Pretty sure I got enough room. I can put one in here. So now we'll have basil. So we'll have basil. I have oregano there. We have spearmint, mint, sweet mint. Now we have strawberries. So that's like 7 plants of strawberries, something like that, or 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 strawberry plants. I have 2 more here. So let me turn this, and I guess we'll put these. I'm just hoping this doesn't fall again because that was already 5 minutes of shooting a video and it fell flat on its face. So I'm going to put one in here, and I'll put one in here, and then most of the strawberries are going to be concentrated here, and then we'll have the 2 at the very beginning of the plant or the plant of the pots. I think that's the only. Yeah, there's because the 2 up front there. So all the strawberries are flowering already, even the ones. Well, one of the ones I just bought. The one with the pink flowers already has a strawberry growing on it, so I'm hoping I can get that before the chipmunks do. And let's see, what else do we have? So we have all that. Again, the potatoes, I got to get more dirt to cover that one, and probably top these up a little bit more because as these get watered, the soil is going to sink down. So I want to make sure the dirt is all the way to the top. That way we get as much of the growing or as much potatoes as we can, because the potatoes will grow down inside where the roots are. It'll spread out more, so you'll get more volume of potatoes. So we need to get the basil in the dirt. Again, I'm not going to water today. We did have some rain recently, plus I watered the day before the rain, or 2 days before the rain. So it's kind of been every other day or so. But I also check the soil. So if the soil is really, really wet, I'm not going to water it, obviously, because it doesn't need water. And I don't want to damage the roots. I don't want to get root rot. So that's where we stand with that. So I won't be watering today. At some point, I do have to drill some weep holes in these black tubs. They don't have a source of drainage. Excuse me, guys, I need a drink here. It's allergy season 100%. And they were just mowing. Oh, they were just mowing across the street. So, yeah, I'm a little bit scratchy throat. So we'll get all these in the ground, or in the pots, I guess. It'd be in the pots. I'm going to probably use my gloves. I don't normally do this, but I'm trying to keep my hands somewhat clean today. I do have scrubbers to scrub, but kind of gross underneath the nails. And those brushes are a little rough. So this should be fairly easy to plant in, because if you all recall, we just did these last week. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this straw. See, now this straw in here is moist. So, yeah, there we go. Dig that down. So that means there's enough water in there. So we're not going to water again. What I probably should have done, I probably should have wet these before I put them in. But I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be just fine. Push that down in there. We'll get the straw back over there. Straw is going to hold moisture. So there'll be some moisture for that. So shouldn't have to worry too much. Now I've got a good layer of straw on top of here. So that's going to help keep the moisture in anyway. But at the same time, we do need it to drain. So it's like, you got to get it just right? So I think we'll be good. Let me get a little more down in there. There we go. And then we'll just pat that down in there. And we'll bring this back around. We'll leave our little strawberry sign in there. And then hopefully squirrels won't get in there and get mad and take the signs away again. So if y'all been around, what about when I first put the garden in this year, I'm just going to put it over here because that's not going to hurt anything. I had put some signs in some of the other pots over here of what was what. So I have a vining plant growing, and I don't know what it is. It might actually be cantaloupe. I want to say I've tried, because I've been wanting to try cantaloupe. I love cantaloupe. Oh, that fell right down back in there. So put you down in there. Get the soil packed around your roots. Want to make sure it's touching the roots. I want to get this out of there and up top here. And then we're going to pack this stuff back around there. Now, the straw over the, once I get the rest of the dirt in these, and this one's probably going to wait another week or so because it was a smaller potato plant. So I waited to, these other three, last week I covered those up and they popped right back up. This one was so small I didn't do that. So I did cover it today. So it's probably a week behind the other plants. So I won't put straw on that right away. But once I get enough soil in here, I'm going to put straw on top of these just to try and keep the weeds down. And eventually I'm probably going to put something in this black bucket. I haven't figured out what. And I'm going to put straw over that too eventually, because that'll help keep the moisture in, and it won't moisture won't just like wick away when the sun's out. Because as I dig in these, because we have had the rain and it is covered, the straw is staying not wet, but damp, which means it's holding the moisture a little bit on the surface. Come around there, get him covered, and then we're going to put this back in there. So I'm not too concerned if we have a little straw in these pots already, because I can put the dirt over that and it's not going to harm it any. Matter of fact, it'll break down. It'll become food for the potatoes, you know, as time goes on. So there we go. So there's four new strawberry plants. We have a longer growing season here. I'm in Georgia, so we have I don't want to say much longer growing season, but we do have a longer growing season than a lot of the places in the United States. I'll turn you a little bit. There we go. Make sure you guys can see me. Yep. I'll turn that down a little bit more so you can see the pots. There we go. So we're going to get the basil in there. If you didn't watch the previous video to this, I did talk about the benefits of the basil and stuff. It's a good attractant for beneficial bugs. While there really wasn't much stuff here, well, that's okay. So we're going to put this in there. And so in doing my research and reading up a little bit on these, I found that the basil is like excellent for beneficial bugs. It's also good for specific bugs that tend to attack vining plants, tomato plants, that kind of thing. So I thought, well, man, I should get some of that, because I'd planned on getting some basil anyway, and I just kept forgetting to get it while I was there. Let me grab that out of that. We'll just put it over here. Now, I have the feeling the birds have been borrowing my straw, because there's this pot. It was an open area here, and it's kind of thinned on the straw part. So I think the birds have been kind of helping themselves, which is fine, as long as they're not eating my food. Right? I don't want them eating my food, but they can have some straw. I'm not greedy, and I've got a bag down there, and I'm probably going to come top these off again. Yeah, because there we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more straw, bring it up later, like a couple handfuls or something. It's not going to be crazy amounts. So get the basil plants in there. Can't remember what I did. Oh, there it is right there. I don't want to do what I did in one of my earlier videos. I put plants out and walked out later and found I didn't plant some of them. There we go. So we'll get this one in here. I do apologize. Like I said, I do have allergies, and they were just mowing lawn. So we get this. It's going to be right at the edge, but I think it'll be fine. I just need to make sure it gets some sun. That's my main concern for these plants. I don't want to. The problem is like I've got these flowers here, and I'm probably going to nip back some of these lower branches on the potato or tomato plant, so I can get some sun down below, because I don't want it to be so covered that it stays wet all the time. I need the sun to get to it a little bit, so it dries it up a little bit, so we get that right amount of moisture in the bed. And this one is going to go in here with the zucchini. Now, I did mention in the last video, I believe, I do have some zucchini. It looks like growing already, which would be awesome. I'm not a huge zucchini fan, but I will eat it. I will definitely eat it. There we go. Now I'm putting this one in the middle because directly down in the center of this plant, there's sun getting through. And It'll be somewhat close to the zucchini plant, right? And that's kind of where I want to keep that. Oh my god, there we go. For a split second, I forgot how I got in there. I'm going to keep that down, and then we're going to push this straw right back over it. Keep that all covered up. Keep the roots covered up. Eventually, that will break down. And there will be, oh my god, it smells so good, guys. If you could only smell this. It's crazy smelling good. This one, what am I going to do with you, pal? I could put him back here. Because this flower's only got a couple things. This one's a really good flower, and I don't want to put it right on top of that. I think I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put it right next to these flowers. Here, cup, hold this straw, will you? Hold that straw. I think I'm just going to put it next to this plant. I think it'll be fine. You know, again, if not, I'll learn. That'll be a lesson learned, right? I don't want to lose plants, but at the same time, I'm trying to grow as much as I can in a small space. And I need to get these beneficial plants just in here just as bad as I need the plants that I can eat. The other plant I'm looking at is nasturtiums for a couple reasons. Apparently, nasturtiums are great to attract whiteflies and other bad bugs. And what it does is it draws them away from your good plants, right? So it draws them away from the plants, and then what you do is, from what I'm understanding and learning, is the nasturtiums take the damage for the other plants. I'm going to put you that way and collect some of these cups. And actually, I might keep these with me while I do this. That worked out good. I stuffed the straw in there, and it held good. Now, this is the pot that has the asparagus in it. So right now, again, I don't know if if I got this right, but my understanding is there's a male and female. I'm gonna assume these three, because there's one over here. It's actually growing up through the rosemary, which, hey, if it grows, great, right? Ouch! Don't bite. Biting bugs, yuck. So there's three pieces coming up. Now, this one looks like it's got flowers or seeds on it, and supposedly that's the female plant. I'm assuming that, you know, again, some inexperience here, like I'm learning. So yeah, get all that in there. That'll be good. All right, now I can dig this down. I know that these don't like a lot of other plants in with it, so I'm trying not to put too much in there. But I feel like, whereas the basil is a pretty beneficial plant, I may want to put that in there with it, you know. And then, you know, I can always plant around things. It's like, it should be all right. Oh, I think I just broke that one. Well, that's all right. I was being a little rough there. So yeah, I feel like I should be putting beneficial plants with that as well. You know, I don't want to exclude it from the group of planting. I feel like I'm forgetting one, guys. Got one there. They got one in there. Got one in there. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be 8 of those. 1. That's unplanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I just lose one? I think I lost one, guys. I don't think I planted one in there. So there should be one tub out here somewhere. All right, let's get this one in the ground. So there's 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's back here. Golly. I'll show you in just a second, guys. Let's get this one in the ground. Can you guys see me? Yeah. So this will be the last one. So I got a spider here and a spider there. I do need to get these and move them up here so I can get these vines started growing up. We're going to put one back here. I know you guys can't see this, but I'll show you in a minute. I just need to get them out of the way. So there we go. All right. I'll show you guys that in a minute. So I got them all now. Let me grab one of these little empty buckets. We're going to put some straw in there. Get that out of the way so I don't move. Again, I'll probably come back out later in the week. Maybe I'll do a short. Oh God, I just stuck my whole head in that poor spider's cobweb. Dang it. I really didn't want to disturb him. I was trying to keep my head back a little bit. Well, that didn't work. Poor guy. I don't see him anywhere. I'm not worried about it being anything dangerous. We do have some dangerous spiders in Georgia, but he's not dangerous. There we go, guys. So there's our first parasitic wasp. Excellent. There, I know you can't see him, but I just saw him. All right, let's do this. So we've got a bunch of, the other thing is, the other beneficial thing we have going on is we have garlic in here. We have garlic growing, we have onions growing. There goes a butterfly. This garden is starting to come to life. Love it. This is the holy basil. I don't know the difference between sweet basil and holy basil, but I'm going to look it up later. I get that down in there. Get the soil around that. There we go. And then we're going to put the straw back in there. So the thing is this, oh gosh, now I got his cobweb everywhere. I just don't want him on me. I want him to stay out here. So I'm gonna have to look up what the difference of the holy basil and the regular sweet basil. See if there's a difference. But yeah, so we got garlic in there, we got onions in there, and those are all deterrents. Like, right, the pests don't like that smell, so we're good there. All right, can we see this one? Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna put the the last one was hiding over here. I forgot all about it. Move our yard cart. So this little bucket here has quite a bit packed into it. And it seems to be doing all right. So now the only thing is this is in the shade. So it only gets a little bit of sun. So I am concerned with how wet this is staying. And what I might have to do, I might have to like take these, put them out in the sun once in a while, just for like a little bit, you know, kind of like hardening them off, just so they get a little bit of sun and it dries the pot. But later in the day, as the sun moves around, it usually gets a little bit of light. So I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm going to come back out later today and just take a look at, see how much. I'm using straw and dirt on this one. Whew. That ought to actually be, that shouldn't be too bad. So, but this straw is pretty moist. I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera, but we'll try. I don't know if you can tell how moist that is. You know, the dry. There's the dry stuff. And this is a little bit darker. Not much, but a little bit. But it's pretty moist. So it's holding the moisture in, which I think will be good for the lettuce. Because lettuce, you know, you think about it, lettuce is, a lot of it is water. So we want it to stay moist. So all those are planted. That's good. And this video got a little long too. I'm sorry, guys. I really try to keep them shorter so you guys will watch all the way through. I know it's hard sitting there for a 25, 30-minute video, so I try not to do that. And I do apologize. But again, thank you guys. So all you guys, all you new folks, welcome. And my channel is here to kind of show people the beginning. My goal is to get either a homestead, a 10, 12 acre homestead or something like that, 5 acres, 1 acre, 2 acre, something. Start a little homestead, get it started, maybe move up to something bigger, or get a small farm depending on how much money I can put away in the next couple of years. Because right now I rent a room and I'm graciously allowed to use the side yard where all the sun is by my roommate / landlord. So this is the first goal, trying to get out of debt, trying to pay everything off. I'm really, really close, and I will have to do another video on that here in the near future, just to go over things. But for my new folks, I don't record and edit. So everything you see here is pretty much if I was live. One of these days I will do a live, and maybe I'll do a live while I'm working in the garden. And then I'll stick a laptop or something out here on the side where I can actually see the questions as they pop up, maybe. We'll probably do it in the evening when it's cooler out and not as hot. Because it's about 2 o'clock and it's temperature's getting up in the 80s already, and we're in springtime. So that tells you how hot it gets here in Georgia. So anyway, so the only thing I have left to do in the garden, and I won't get to that till tomorrow probably because I got to go to Home Depot and get some more soil. But I got to top these bags off. These 3 need to be topped off. That one I'm going to leave for a little while because he was just covered up. So he's about a week behind the other 3 bags for some reason. And it's not because I started him late or anything, but it just turned out that way. So get that in there. So get the dirt in there, get that done, and then we'll be good. I still want to try and get something growing in this other black pot that's up here. We'll see. I haven't had any luck with any onions other than the 2 that grew from last year. So I might do the same thing next year. I'll put them in the ground towards fall and let them do their thing. Let them overwinter and see how they do. So other than that, guys, this one should be out later this week or next Monday. I have a video from last week going up today, which is Monday. And then I have the 2 videos I recorded today. So I'll put one out later in the week, possibly 2. More than likely, I'll do 1. And then I'll do another one. The video, this one, will go up following Monday. So videos are kind of like a week behind. So I'm recording them, holding them, and then putting them out, especially if there's a possibility of a rain day. Because if Mother Nature's not cooperating, I can't come out here and make videos for you guys. So I'm trying to keep at least 1 video in on the side, so you guys will have something every week, no matter what, whether it rains or doesn't rain. And push comes to shove, I'll have to do a video when I get home from work. So I do work a full-time job, so it is a little tough making a ton of videos. But anyway, so I want to thank you guys, new subscribers especially, my old subscribers who have been here from the beginning, which was almost a year ago now. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you sticking it out and hanging with me. And please make sure you watch the video all the way through. We need to get those numbers up. We just passed the 110 mark, so we're like 113, 114, somewhere around there. Last look, I think we were 114. So we're doing good, getting as far as people following. Those folks that are return people that are not subscribed, we got a lot of you guys. If you guys could just smack that subscribe button, extra helpful. That will push the numbers up. more numbers we get up, the more views we get, the further it pushes my video out in the algorithm, the more views we'll get. So I'm on trying to get as many views as I can. If you would, guys, share the videos out. The Garden Hoe puts my videos out to, now and again too. So if you guys came over from the Garden Hoe, thank you very much. And of course, my friend the Garden Hoe, I do appreciate you as always. And well, I want to thank you guys one more time. I'm sorry I'm kind of rambling. Thank you guys again. This is a long video. I do apologize. We'll see you in the next video. Please make sure, stay safe, be blessed, and have a great week.